So he was here, and he got transferred to his institution. And actually, first he worked there, and from there he got transferred, and he has his innings here, and then he went back. So now he is the amalgamation of IAHR and NARM. Okay, so both agriculture extension and agricultural research management, then he is skilled in that, and he's talking to you on rural communication. Actually, although all of us know communication, but rural communication is something different from normal communication, because then you have to go to that frequency, so where that farmers can understand. Actually, he has done a lot of research on that, and he has produced papers, research articles in this area. That's why he is chosen as our guest speaker. He will take one or the other topic in each Coromandal's program. So Coromandal people also he knows actually what your organization is and what they need. Actually, he took part in designing the syllabus for these training programs also when he was here. So although then he left this place, so we are taking his services online. So because of the COVID, that he could not come, but he is interested to come. Maybe when you come for next program more, probably that he may come physically. Okay. So with this small introduction, Dr. VKJ, as you are aware, this is a NEET phase 2.
Yeah,
and
fine, sir. Yeah.
Already phase 1 was online, and you had a session during the period.
Yeah, I remember, sir. I remember.
Yeah, so that is maybe ICT's applications or ICT communication, something like that.
Yeah.
Now this is rural marketing, and now we have 25 participants. Among them, 2 are management trainees that they have joined Coromandel. Of course, they had some experience in other organizations. They have come. So you must have remembered Kavya.
Yeah. I know these people. They were all our YPs or somebody. Yeah.
No, not YPs. Our PGDMA student.
Okay. Kavya, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she was put into Rasi Seeds. After 2 years or 3 years of service, she joined Coromandel.
So
okay.
Nice. Yeah, we welcome Kavya ji. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Shall I start?
So, and hello, listen to us. Then so you should tell us then what they should know extra other than what they learned in PGDMA. Okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this session will be other than the PGDMA. There won't be any repetition, and in all my classes, every class will not at all be a repetition. It will be to the situation. Yeah. Okay,
with this that I hand over to you, and yes, 2:30 exactly we gave you, and 3:30 you should be able to conclude.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We'll
Bye.
start and
Bye.
will not take much of the time.
Yes.
So I find, they are all sitting in the. That's why I see only 2 parts. Okay. Friends, now Dr. K.H. Rao told me that how this rural marketing, that too for the Coromandel officers and even my own PGDMA students are here. So definitely this class should be made interesting, and there should be a difference between this class and what I took the class to Kavya and others about a few years back. See, now you know that 6,48,000 villages in this country and a highly dispersed people. See, now you should know before we start what is the difference between an urban marketing and the rural marketing. See, in an urban marketing, you go to any city, Hyderabad, Bangalore or something, you may find about 100 shops within a vicinity of 1 kilometer. So if that is the question, that means all the 100 shops must be making profits. They must be having the volume of business. That's why those 100 shops are put in a small road of even within 1 kilometer radius. But similarly, in a rural area, they are highly scattered. See, suppose if you want to make a business, you will have to, you should have a 500 square kilometer of area. That means it may cut across about 300 to 400 villages. Can be your service area. So now, we are not going into the volume of business and the profit which is dealt in some other things, but the rural marketing per se, see, it is a dispersed and scattered market, geographically dispersed. It is not in one place. Okay, even if you do all the ICT and all those things which we told in the last time, still there will be an element of reach and spread. Very important. You can note down what I am saying. Reaching and spreading, these are two very important issues. You cannot reach and spread. See, for example, you take Zomato or Swiggy, who have business models in a city. So how do they operate? Oh my God, I see even, especially I'm in Bangalore for the past 3 years, the eating industry, the hotel industry, even if every day a new hotel is formed, they still have business. You see, that means either the volume of business exists, or the volume of business may be expanding, or it can be any other idea why these markets are getting so concentrated. But in a rural marketing setup, okay, you have to cover, districts, taluks, villages, states, territories. This is how you are organized as sales officers or your agronomy officers and so on. So you will be responsible for, let us say, about 5,000 farmers who are spread across 500 square kilometers. So, and even those 500 square kilometers, I am not very sure that they will be continuous and you can take one Bolero Jeep or whatever and then travel and cover it in 1 day or 2 days. So, the market is highly scattered. Okay, we have different set of people and we have people who are valuing for money, and mostly, see, when Coromandel marketing is concerned, you deal mostly with the input marketing. Of course, we have a course in PGDM called as the Agri Input and Output Marketing. So therefore, now I will be focusing more on the input marketing side, how your distributor network, how your retailer network, how your CFA, that means carrying and forwarding agents, how they are to be structured, and what are the things to be used. So with this as a background, so let us analyze. It is not the question of whether a farmer has done a PhD or he wears a good dress or something. But the rural marketing per se, whether it's input marketing or output marketing, is a different game. Okay, it is a large area, a scattered area, okay, where people value money, and then, you will not have the volume of business unless you service those many customers who are spread geographically over a scattered area. So this is all about my contact details. You can get them. Okay, now see some of the emerging areas in rural marketing. Obviously, you come for this NEET course. So agri-business management, that is your fine focus in Coromandel. Of course, there are other things like NGO management. Even Coromandel, I was just seeing your website, and then you are also into some sort of CSR, doing some eye camps, and you do adult education, literacy, sanitation. You have been touching many areas of the rural area where you are marketing your inputs, and then that is how, a sort of rural branding has been taking place. Especially, I am very proud to say that Coromandel has been some of these jobs. I will be showing you some of the slides. And obviously, you are already using the WhatsApp on the social media, and then you have been doing it. Rural infrastructure management, okay, people are also doing this rural marketing for low-cost housing, okay, then, many Atmanirbhar schemes which have come. So, microfinance is another important area, and obviously the CSR. So, we will be touching agri-business management and the CSR part in the rural marketing per se when you have been doing. I see a lot of, okay. Now, a rural market can be classified, it can be a rural industry, a rural service and agriculture. So obviously when I do a farm sector and a non-farm sector, Coromandel is more into the agriculture part, and the machinery is somewhat less, and now you are also into the organic products which have come. So mostly it is you are touching the farm sector. So your clients have become half. So who are the people in the rural areas? You will be quickly glancing through. One is the farmers and the other is the laborers and non-farmers. And then you may have some industrial big lots who are actually very big zamindars and who are going to aggregate the farms and then run it. So some of the issues, we have got large number of small markets. See, that means every, a panchayat is a group of 5 villages. That's what we say. That's why the name panchayat has come. So, in a panchayat level, you will be aggregating about 5 villages. Okay, in a mandal level, you will be aggregating about 50 panchayats. Okay, and then all the mandals can aggregate. Now the question of taluka is not there in Telangana, but in some places the taluka still exists, and then that is actually converged into an FPO consortium or whatever at a district level. So you have a federation which is going on at the district. So kindly understand the structure of this rural marketing, because the population is highly dispersed. So you will have to operate either at a panchayat level, or suppose if I ask you, where are you going to do the field demonstration? Are you going to do it at a panchayat level, or are you going to do it at a district level? Or who are going to be your clients? Who are all going to come? So obviously it would be very economical. Okay, you do a demonstration, a method demonstration or a field demonstration in a village. That is not the issue. But all the observers and all the people and the stakeholders will come at least from the district. So that much of transportation and things and all you should be able to do. Then next is the poor road connectivity and infrastructure. See, for example, when you get a lot of this fertilizer orders, okay, now let us say you got 1,000 customers spread over 500 square kilometer. So who is going to bear the transportation cost? Okay, whether in the Coromandel fertilizer itself that cost is inbuilt, or the carrying and forwarding agent is going to host that particular cost. So that becomes an issue. And then are you going to apply a participatory approach and then make an FPO bear the cost? There are many sort of issues and many business plans does exist in rural marketing, especially when Coromandel company is concerned. So there are large number of intermediaries are there. See, now suppose if your supply chain model is from the distributor to the retailer to the farmer, or directly you go and meet the retailers to farmers. So many sort of business models may exist, or you may be also doing through the CFA, the carrying and forwarding agents. So then how to service this entire rural market and how to bear the cost, that becomes a very important issue. Dispersed population already told. Then obviously, see, many of your sales, it is a highly credit driven market. You have to give loan, a soft loan or a hard loan or whatever, and then recover it after the harvest is going to come. That's how, see, now, as far as my knowledge goes, only the seeds are sold in cash, but the rest, all other inputs, they are sold in credit. So there's a lot of credit also going on, otherwise you cannot develop the market. So your competitors may be some Deepak fertilizer, your competitor may be some other things. So now there is a credit war which is going on in the rural market, and obviously these are not just the decisions to be taken at a field officer level, it should be taken at a very higher level. And Coromandel is already a leader, and I think your market is very nicely credit driven, and you have got already existing customers. So if I calculate the product life cycle, see, you are almost in the, you have already got an established market. Even if I apply the BCG matrix, whether you are the cash cow or you are a star or you are the, at crossroads or whatever, so definitely Coromandel is a star. Okay, you come between the star and the cash cow. So, okay, when you are not able to jump into the new markets, you are a cash cow, but if your growth as well as the business and profits are continuously expanding, you are a star in the BCG matrix. This we have already showed. So obviously, how are you going to service people in inadequate banking? And nowadays, of course, this UPI and PhonePe, Bheem and all these things have taken place, and there should not be things. Then low density of shops. So suppose, where are you going to open your retail outlets? Where are you going to open your CFA outlets? How do they service? How many people are to be calculated? Poor storage system. Even in the Gramin Bhandaran Yojana, okay, you will have to hire a small warehouse or a private warehouse or a government warehouse where you will have taken a license, and then you have to put your fertilizers there and keep enough stocks for the Kharif, Rabi and summer. Otherwise, you may lose the business. So these are the issues in rural marketing which are already well aware. I am only reinforcing some of the methods. So therefore, when you have such a very diverse sort of problems, so obviously your telephone, your mobile, your internet and your social media itself, and they are the only good answers. See, physically, we don't expect any Kavya or Ramya to go to all these places and service all these CFA carrying and forwarding agents or the retail outlets or how long are you going to give a silver dollar coins and so on and so forth. So now, see the agriculture business, see now there are three paradigms here. One is, one is going with the input, the other one is going with the output, and the third is going with the agri-business where marketing and processing is going to take place. So we will concentrate more on the supply of farm inputs, which is the domain of Coromandel. So obviously you can think of venturing into other value-added services of agri-business. If you can help them out in agri-marketing of their produce, organize them as FPOs and then link them with some markets. Of course, that may not be the mandate of Coromandel, but in this rural marketing issue, if you do that small help and facilitate their output marketing also, definitely your business is continuously going to grow. And obviously, you will have a better brand liabilities on them, and then the brand capacity is going to be very high. So you can think, and already I think Coromandel is already doing this job. So now when we simply define a rural marketing in the Coromandel context, okay, it tends to be seen as a marketing of inputs or outputs related to agriculture. So from the Coromandel point of view, we are not going to discuss, obviously, in a rural marketing course of a general nature. Okay, we discuss about the FMCG products and how Hindustan liver and then how soaps and toothpaste are sold. That is not going to be the focus of today's session. It will be more necessarily with the inputs or outputs and related to agriculture. Okay, now very quickly we go. See, look at this slide. So it is not just a slide to see and enjoy. It is promoting mobile apps in rural India. Okay, these are all $1,000,000 questions. So today, the mobile penetration in rural India is quite good. So you will be using all these things, and you know about the GSM and the CDMA technology, code division multiple access, where the instrument of the mobile phone is linked along with the SIM card. But in case of a GSM technology, global system for mobiles, okay, the SIM card is independent of the machine. You can buy a Oppo phone, you can buy any damn phone, and put your SIM, and then that will access to the satellite, and then that's how the network is going to be there. So Indian GSM system, that is the global system for mobiles, is a more robust one, which has really helped the rural marketing. Obviously, you will be using so many social media platforms not to send the good morning and Hanuman messages and sending a rose flower. So obviously, to keep your customers in touch. So that is actually called the CRM. So I am touching this area of CRM in the rural marketing. Customer relationship management, you have to continuously engage them. See, maybe it is not, it's not just selling a fertilizer in a Kharif, Rabi or summer and then going away out of that. So Coromandel is already a leader. They are already doing so many CSR activities, one or the other, to engage them. See, for example, Coromandel has conducted an umpteen number of iCamps. Okay, in collaboration with other agencies. It has conducted, the rural sanitation part. It has helped rural area people to build the latrines. So you may ask, sir, this is all not relevant. No, it is very relevant just to keep the customers engaged. They are all like our children, See, either they go to school or they do an online class, or, the empty mind should not become a devil's workshop. So keep them engaged, and, the social media platforms are the best to do this. I am not saying whether you should use Facebook, Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever. You can use whatever media which is very heavily on graphics and which does not require language. Of course, today multilingual keyboards have come, and then, there is a prediction also in the keyboard. If I type in English, it comes in the local language. So that's how I am able to send messages, and the same thing you can also do. This is one important issue of rural marketing paradigm, which is very relevant to Coromandel. Now, obviously, all the processes, how to apply a fertilizer, how to do seed treatment, the videos can cover. In one of the Telugu movies, Nene Raju or Nene Mantri. So, the villains were asking, sir, how to put a bomb somewhere. So then that villain was saying, am I here to answer all your nonsense questions? Go and see the YouTube. So that was the joke there in that movie. So today videos are a very effective way of communication. Any process, seed treatment, planting, see, they are all converted to small videos, put in the local language and people can see it. See, gone are those days, when we all started our career, physically you have to go everywhere. So today the physical movement has to be reduced in rural marketing, because otherwise it's going to end up as a costly affair. See, even within a small city, we don't go to the relative's house. 90% we are using our social media. We satisfy the communication needs and aspirations, and physical visit is only required when you have to cut a cake or you have to marry or whatever it is. Only then a physical presence is required. Otherwise, you should be able to do all your day-to-day jobs in a rural marketing in the context using the videos or the digital age. So now IADS, don't read it as AIDS, okay? So this is, inadequate digital marketing syndrome. That means, see, look at this slide. A spider is given and then it can become very fatal for you. See, I think, among the social media, even I am a misuser of WhatsApp. See, although we have other platforms like Telegram and, Facebook and all, somehow, I did not like that screen of that Telegram, which, anyway, I tried all that. Somehow the WhatsApp interface was very, very promising for me and very comfortable there. So like that, but that can lead to the inadequate digital marketing syndrome. You have to use multiple platforms. See, although I know how to use it, but I don't use Twitter and, those things. So I don't tweet, although I can teach. So therefore, overuse of a particular media, okay, in digital marketing, especially, when you have to transfer all the price data, then, many videos, you should be able to, use a very good digital marketing strategy, which has already been discussed. Now, this is a very important slide. There are around 10 to 15, rural marketing strategy people. Long ago you had heard about the Mudra communication. In fact, Kavya knows it. When we took the course, so we offered a course called as Rural Marketing with Digital Communication. And even in the rural branding course, we used to take them to this Mudra communication and then try to brand our rural products. So how are we going to do the rural marketing and rural branding? There are about 10 companies I'm just listing out. Ascent Brand Communication, Mudra is one, Ben Rural, Go Rural India. We have Insight Outreach, we have Impact Communication. We have Jagran Solution, quite famous. Lean Engage, then we have Richmond, then we have RW Promotions, Vritti Media. So I am not telling that, you should take help of these companies. See, after all, what is that they do? Even you can also do it, because you are all MBA holders, and then you are already experienced people in Coromandel, and Coromandel has got a very good core team. They have got branding strategies, they have got brand images, they have got branded videos. Already your strategy is in place. You may not require these rural marketing agencies, especially when Coca-Cola, Amir Khan came with that 5 rupees, cho nahi paanch, whatever. So all such branding things Coromandel has already taken care of, and you can be very rest assured. It's I was seeing your website, and I know Coromandel company for the past so many 10-15 years, and wonderful job. So now even the corporate social responsibility, this is actually lifted from your Coromandel website. Already Coromandel is doing a wonderful job. They help people in education, healthcare, community development, okay, support in natural calamity, especially in and around Kakinada where your plants are there. And obviously they are doing research and development. So that means, see, why a corporate social responsibility is done is, it is not just to brand ourselves, it is also to show the visibility that Coromandel is not just concerned with the input sales, but it also has concern for the other facets of life of the rural people. So that's the reason they are everywhere. And look at this small hand and the small hands. And the ultimate thing is a tree. That means 360 degrees, okay, 24/7, okay, the Coromandel is in and around their lives. It has affected all sorts of their lives. See why the red, the yellow, the green. So that means they are in agriculture, they are in healthcare, they are in community development, okay, they are in support of natural calamities. So Coromandel says, we are there, you need not worry. So the same philosophy, when you as officers of Coromandel, when you are doing rural marketing, see, you should also breathe the Coromandel philosophy, not simply sales. See, of course, your sales targets are given every season, and then you have a lot of things. That is one part of the story, but the philosophy of Coromandel, you must be able to breathe through your rural marketing strategies. You should carry yourself as a Coromandel, representative. That's how it should go. So now we'll quickly go ahead. See, Levi, you have a dealer connect. It's a very fantastic. Already you have got so many apps of Coromandel. So you address the nutrient issues and unbalanced use of fertilizers. So by applying your Uram Fast 28-28-0, and you have many other combinations which will remove that imbalanced use of fertilizers and come to actual recommendation of 30, 40, 40 or whatever. Nutrient mining, potassium mining is a major threat. Then low fertilizer use efficiency, Coromandel has been addressing from times again. And obviously you should also, apart from selling your fertilizer, you should say that how the fertilizer use efficiency, whether it is a neem coated urea or the placement of fertilizers at the rhizosphere, all these agronomic issues also you should get into do. And obviously they are also working the Coromandel on the low factor productivity. So that means they are not only concerned with giving the inputs. See, for example, if you are a pesticide company, if you are a fertilizer company, obviously the first objective is to sell more fertilizers. It is to sell more pesticides. But your objective is not that you should increase the pest population and then increase the sales. That is not the correct approach. So you will be working even on IPM also, and even safe fertilizer doses also, and increase the more crop per drop and then more crop per every unit of the fertilizer you apply. So that should be your rural management strategy. You have grow more sulfur, you have a foliar application. Even many times I made videos on the foliar application in mango. You can go to my YouTube channel. Okay, so at the flowering stage in case of mango and all, we give foliar application around 2 to 3 times at the marble stage, and then the leaf when the first pruning takes place after the harvest in the month of June. So like that we have got about 3-4 foliar applications, and you have got even micronutrient like Gromor, zinc, and then you have got Folibar. Then you also are into Godavari Gold, phosphate, enrich and cast the organic fertilizers. So you have a range of products. See now, suppose let us say some of you are dealing only with the micronutrients. It is not that like a horse you are tied and you speak only about the micronutrients. You should speak about the entire package and the products range and array of the range products which are there in Coromandel. That should be your rural marketing strategy. And then I'll be asking questions. Don't think it's a monologue lecture and then post lunch we are really in the drowsing mood. I hope nobody is there like that. Okay. So now the CSR, I was telling you, you are into rural sanitation, you have, they have helped the livelihoods, community development, look at the RICAM, rural sanitation, sustaining lives during natural calamities. See, when you are almost 360 degrees, 25 bar by 7, you are with the people, and that's how you build a strong image. See, now, anybody, when I say he is a mentor, see, there's a lot of difference between mentoring and becoming a sales officer. Sales, are you called sales officer or are you called marketing officer? I think you should be able to take. Can anybody answer, sir, quickly? In Coromandel, you
marketing officer, sir.
Apart from you are an agronomist, junior agronomist, senior agronomist, I think Dr. Sharma is not there. I see him here. Sir, anybody can answer. What are your designation? You please tell, and then I will tell you the role for the designation.
Yes, sir, from full level there are a market development training, project training, then marketing officer, then agronomist, then senior agronomist, then RBH, regional business head, regional business head. There are general manager and area sales manager.
Fine.
Like that.
Fine. See, now we will start with the first one. You are called as a management trainee. Okay, you are called as a junior agronomist. You are called as a senior agronomist. You are called as a marketing manager. then you are called an area head. Okay, like that it goes. So all these designations does not simply say that you should only sell. You are here to market. I think already many of my friends know the difference between marketing and selling. Can anybody tell what is the difference between marketing and selling, sir? So that we can quickly go ahead with our rural marketing lecture. Anybody please? What is the difference between marketing and selling?
Sir, marketing deals with the promotional activities, branding activities, and selling you deal with the sales.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, this your good name, sir?
Sir, Kuldeep Pawar.
Kuldeep Pawan says, sales is only converting into money. Fertilizer le lo, paisa de do. Okay, but in case of marketing, we are also going to address his needs. So, see, suppose I will give an example just to drive home what this Kuldeep is saying. Let us say you have got a hotel, okay, which produces idli and vada and it sells. And you have got another hotel or a dhaba where the products, whatever you order, are prepared then and there, like a dhaba. You go to Punjabi dhaba and you ask, sir, I require shahi paneer and tandoori roti, and I require this salad. Out of these two, which is selling, which is marketing, Kuldeep? I repeat, please, there is a Punjabi dhaba which will make custom made materials for you. It will address your needs. It will address your hunger. It will address your taste. It will address your tikha panna, whatever you want. Whereas there is another hotel which will prepare only idli and vada, and the chutney is already standardized, sambar is standardized. There is no scope further for customization. Out of these two hotels, who is doing marketing, who is doing selling?
Sir, dhaba is doing marketing and idli vada is doing selling only.
Absolutely. I think taking this example, Gopal Krishna Garu and many others are saying, I want to drive home. Coromandel is having a array of products. So you should ask the person, and let us say you are going to sell Grow More. So your target of Grow More, let us say it is put around 10 tons you have to sell. But the farmer is having Grow More need and demand is also there. And at the same time he may be having some query about some pruning. Let us say pruning in grapes. Or he may be using cultivating tobacco crop. He may say, sir, tobacco, this particular pest has come. So, should we address that or say that, no, I am here to sell Grow More. 10 tons is my target. Fatafat 10 tons lelo, and I am going away. So, that is a selling concept. Already Kuldeep and me we have told you. See, if you prepare something and if you deliver a product or a process or a technology or a thing, that becomes selling. There is no scope. See, they are all highly standardized product. See, suppose you buy mobile phone. They will do all the marketing and branding and all that. But whether you can customize your mobile phone for your requirement, other than the cover and the color, you have some 2-3 choices. But I want a mobile phone with these specifications. That is possible in our agronomy and agriculture products. You can custom made, you can tailor made. It is something like buying a ready-made shirt and getting a shirt stitched. So getting a shirt stitched is marketing. Okay, buying a ready-made shirt is almost selling. Of course, they will also do other activities like branding and advertisement and all that. Let us not go. So I think I have driven home in the rural marketing setup. We are going to do rural marketing, not rural selling. Is there anybody who wants to refute whatever I am saying? You want to argue with me? Please. In a rural marketing setup, we are here to satisfy their needs and aspirations rather than simply pushing our product. Yes or no? Please. How many of you say yes? Raise your hand. Please. I am not seeing your hands. Okay. So now, So when Coromandel has touched their CSR activities like education, healthcare, support in natural calamity, okay, then they have also created livelihoods and supporting livelihoods. So I think they are almost 360 degrees, 24/7 in the minds and heart of the people wherever they service. Of course, you will have in any business and agri-business environment, you have your competitors, and everybody may be competing for the same BCG matrix space or for the same growth space. So obviously, by adding our value-added services, we can actually going to do that. Now, in the stages of product life cycle, see now when I see Growmore versus some of your organic brands, see some of the products are in the maturity stage, okay, some new products are there in the introduction stage. So when you should do the advertisement, when you should do the sales promotion, so in the introduction stage, obviously you will be doing very heavy sales promotion in a rural marketing setup. And advertising also will be heavy. Okay, then you will have all the, in the introduction stage, the cost benefits and rebate coupons and all those things you will be doing. So distribution also will be selective. So when the market increases, when the market grows, that means it increases at an increasing rate and then it increases at a decreasing rate, the sigmoidal curve, the S-shaped curve, which is also there. So at the maturity stage, we are going to encourage the brand switching. Okay, and we are also going to play on the price. I'll tell you about the 4 years of rural marketing vis-a-vis the 4P model of Kotler, whatever. We will also be discussing that how rural marketing actually segregates and differentiates itself into the 4 years. So like that at each and every stage, I'll not spend much time on this particular slide. So I wish you to do a homework. I think Gopal Krishna Garu, I think he's sitting here. Sir, this particular slide, K.H. Rao, are you there? They can do this homework as an exercise in the evening. K.H. Rao, are you there? Pavan? Pavan?
Yes, sir.
See, this particular slide, they can take and then actually list out the Coromandel products. They are in which stage, each one of them, and what they will do. Will you do the homework? And submit it. Yeah, I will ask these people to submit. It is for your exercise. This you please note down. See, you list out the various products of Coromandel which I showed you in this slide. See here.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, I'll show you the products. See, there are so many products of Coromandel listed here. Please see this slide.
Yes, sir.
The same products, you have to put it into this stages of product life cycle. That means which product is in which stage.
Yes, sir.
And based upon that, we will work out the rural marketing strategies. This is a homework for you. It is self-explanatory. I have explained it. Kindly do this homework and submit it to Dr. Ranjit, and then maybe in the tomorrow last day, if you call me, you can share your experiences. Is it okay, sir, Pavan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, use that products and this particular product life cycle slide and then fit into this. Okay, we'll quickly go. So in a rural connect, we have to engage. Okay, it is not simply selling. I told you we are using the marketing. So we are going to involve ourselves around the needs and aspirations of people. Okay, we partner, we win their trust, we empower them and build one-to-one connect. So we are everywhere. We are right from harvesting, agronomy, input marketing, transplanting, everywhere we are going to, Coromandel is going to do. Even suppose if somebody wants a tractor, okay, we are going to use the custom hiring centers and then, arrange for their farm machinery and labor and all that on a participatory approach. There is nothing wrong if you do this. It will not take much of your time. Rather, it will improve the brand value of Coromandel and, your customers will be more loyal to you. Now, some of the dimensions in rural marketing with special reference to Coromandel, the pride of every customer has to be upheld. Pride means by being a very loyal customer to Coromandel, I am very proud. Am I not proud that I am an Indian? Yes, I am very proud. Are you not proud that you are a Coromandel officer? The pride. We should carry the pride with you. Anyone who is not proud about their parents, who is not proud about their country, who is not proud about their community, who is not proud about their company, and who is not proud about their profession, we can hardly do anything. So we have to build pride, which is a psychological dimension in rural marketing. Very important dimension. Second one is dignity. People say dignity of labor. What is dignity of labor? I am asking this Kuldeep and Pawan or whatever. Anybody can tell in the audience what is meant by dignity of labor? Please, what is dignity? Dignity of labor. How do you...
More work.
Yeah?
More work with minimum price.
See, now I will tell you. See, suppose let me say I am a taxi driver, for example. Or I am a person who will clean the septic tank. So now, if people say, no, only a scientist is having dignity and the taxi driver does not have dignity, is it correct?
Sir.
Whether both jobs are having any
All
dignity?
jobs are equal and respectful.
Correct, they are equal. So you cannot say that a scientist is superior and a taxi driver is inferior. So even in the rural areas, okay, suppose when you have taken the rural marketing job, you should be very proud and make the customers also proud that they are serviced by the Coromandel officers, nothing less. He may be a junior agronomist, he may be a senior agronomist, he may be an area marketing manager, and so on and so forth. So the dignity has to be maintained. This is one of the fundamental dimensions. You may not get whatever I am showing here in any of the rural marketing textbooks. Next, positivism. You must always say, becoming a Coromandel customer is not an ordinary task. Only rarely people get chance. See, that is the positivism we will have to build. And when you do that, it's important in rural marketing. Focus, don't lose focus and talk politics with the rural marketing and get into the the party politics or the regional politics and get yourself and all of us in trouble. Now liberalism. Liberalism is actually defined as developing a positive attitude towards the technology. See, now let us say your organ force is there. Okay, you have got so many new products. So you will have to convince them, see, not just as an agronomist or a management trainee, that sir, I promise that by using this new molecule or new compound, your yield is going to increase by this much. See, until and unless somebody gets convinced, see, there is a lot of difference, Mr. Kuldeep and others. Please answer. Is there not difference between buying a sari for a marriage and buying a fertilizer, sir? Liberalism. Can anybody answer my question? I want, we will ask Kavya because she was our old student. Kavya, can you answer, ma? Kavya? Kavya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
See, now this is a session on rural marketing. You have faced in my classes earlier also. What is the difference between, okay, buying a sari and buying a fertilizer? What are the psychological issues involved? What is our focus in buying a sari and buying a fertilizer? When am I convinced? Is it same or is it as casual as buying a sari?
No, sir. Sari I'll be buying only for wearing, but here I'm investing. When I'm buying input, that is for investment purpose.
Absolutely.
So I'll be more careful.
Carefully, exactly. See now, because Kavya is a girl and then I asked her this sari question. So suppose if Kavya buys a sari and now Kavya is a farmer, she is going to buy the Coromandel new input which has come in the market. See, because sari buying is only affecting Kavya, not anybody else. A buying of an input is affecting about 10-15 acres of the farmer. And obviously, when he has to make a choice, he should have enough information about that particular input. Otherwise, he cannot buy. And if at all somebody has to be convinced by that input, the agronomist or Kavya or whoever it is should be able to convince the farmer, sir, this input is going to affect. Simply don't think, input is, let us say a urea bag maybe about 400, 500 rupees. It is not 400, 500 rupees. The entire crop will be at stake for 10 acres. So be very careful when you are going to, that's called liberalism. That means developing the positive attitude towards the technology is very, very important. So it is not as casual as buying a sari or a dress. Diwali cracker. Very easily you buy and you burn it and you go away. But when a farmer buys an input and then the rural marketing is occurring, things are more serious in nature. It can affect the brand of the company, it can affect the future of the company, it can affect the income productivity of the farmer. So be very careful, develop liberalism. So obviously in the next slide, I am taking you where people stay and what is actually rural, about 6,40,000 villages. 74% stay in rural areas. 6% in the peri-urban area. That means when I come to panchayat, towns, cities and metros. So today, let me ask this question. Kavya, who else is there? There's one more boy who was also our PGDM student who has joined Coromandel. Who is he? Who is he? Hello?
No, sir.
Yeah.
From our batch, I'm the only girl, sir.
Okay, fine. We will ask Pawan or somebody else to answer. See, now, I am making a statement. You should say true or false. It may come for the exam also. Please be careful. See, now, all our TV advertisements, they all are targeted at the metro or the urban population. Yes or no? Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Majority of the advertisements are either lipstick advertisement, chocolate advertisement, FMCG advertisement, or it is a BMW car advertisement which is taking our media time. How many people will have BMW car, sir?
Very less.
Yes. Even if you switch on FM radio, there is an advertisement like this. Oh, come on, I had a problem. I just wanted to get my BMW serviced. Can you tell me where the new service center is? Then the girl says, oh, a new service has come out in Koramangala. Don't you know that? Oh my God. Bloody fellows, how many fellows will use BMW? See, when more than 74% are in the rural areas, do you find any farmer advertisement? They may also be there, but the media time is occupied more with the celebrities. Either it was that Nagarjuna son's divorce or something else. They are eating away the media time. See, whenever Kharif and Rabi is there, I want some of these fellows to dedicate some challenge. Annadata program, it comes for only few minutes. But Kavya, can we boldly say that our entire media, majority of the time is taken away by this chocolate and biscuit advertisement? Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
So that means people want more TRP. They want more ratings. Everybody, if a cat is going in Bangalore Dasaralli metro, it's a big news. 2 cats were seen near the Dasaralli metro in the early wee hours of the morning. That fellow tells this news about 25 times. Finally, what I did yesterday, I went to Dasaralli metro station. I wanted to see the 2 cats, which this fellow has told in the media. Bloody neither there is a cat nor there is a kitten. Pura media simply going on telling. So this is where our India lives. 70 million households. Rural 74. See, urban is only less, rural is more. Number of people who live in the metro. Now, how many people are very rich? BMW only very rich fellows can take. They are only 5.6% of the population. And the BMW advertisement is more than 90%. I say we want farmers to tell about grow more, we want them to tell about agronomic practice. Nothing there. So this is how our consumer class is dispersed, and you see here, it is a pyramid structure, and there's a slight shift. Now slowly in the new data 2021, where it's also increasing, so slightly it's changing. So number of pakka house, semi-kacha house, all those things we have told. So number of villages, majority of our villages, see here, they have population of less than 1,000. These are your stakeholders. These are your customers whom you will be selling all the gromor and all those things. So what is the supply chain you are going to establish? Okay, whether you are going to have a Coromandel supply chain, or you will hire vehicles, or you will outsource, or you yourselves will go and give it there. So that is $1 million question. So many things you cannot open shop. See, the distributor, retailer, CFA. See, normally we don't have anybody at a very small mandal level or something. Most of our fertilizers and all these inputs are, marketed through our CFAs. Okay, carrying and forwarding agents. Of course, on some commission basis we do it. We cannot open a shop like the urban area. Even in urban area, I see. From yesterday, I have been doing some small research. I was analyzing that why some hotels are established. We should apply the transportation model. See, for example, majority of the hotels are vegetarian hotels in Bangalore. For example, I was making this analysis. The non-vegetarian hotels are less. Then I came and zeroed in on the non-vegetarian hotels. Why they are opened in a particular area X, Y or Z. So obviously it is having the watershed of customers in that particular area, and then that's how he is able to get his sales volume, and that's how that particular industry or hotel is able to sustain. But let me tell you why there are more number of vegetarian hotels in Bangalore and not more number of non-vegetarian hotels in Bangalore. Is it that because Bangalore population is more vegetarian? Is it like that? Anybody can answer? Kavya can answer. Why there are more vegetarian hotels in Bangalore? For example, I am asking this question to Kavya. What is the reason she is telling as a rural marketer? Let me tell. Kavya, please.
So most of the hotels are Udupi hotels.
Why? No, question is why?
So the cooking community itself is from, hotel community itself is from South Canara, which is mostly of vegetarian community.
No, that is okay, Baba. No. Now, don't talk about the producers. You talk about the customers, because now this is a class on rural marketing. I am telling you, suppose in Bangalore population or any Hyderabad population, out of every 100 people, okay, why is that a non-vegetarian dish cannot be made and served? See, suppose I'll tell you the population. The vegetarian to non-vegetarian population, let us say in Bangalore, if I see, you can open the internet and see, we have about 30% non-vegetarian, 70% vegetarians. If you take Hyderabad, it may be reverse. 70% are non-vegetarians, okay, and 30 are vegetarians. In spite of that, okay, in many of the hotels only vegetarian food is served. Why?
So vegetarian population.
No, population is one issue, but when I'm opening a shop, see, many people do not have non-vegetarian food for breakfast and this
Yes,
very casual eating. They will eat, suppose in Hyderabad, you are also in Hyderabad, they may have a cup of tea and 2 biscuits and 1 samosa. See, nobody will eat mutton Manchurian or something like that. That means they may have for food. So,
Yes, sir.
the eating habit, that's called STP approach, the segmentation, targeting and positioning. We see their eating habits, their share of the rupee which they can spend on outside eating. All these things are encouraging some casual hotels and this idli vada type of hotels. See, suppose if you take Hyderabad and Bangalore, in Hyderabad a tea hotel, tea, samosa and Usmania biscuit. These hotels will be more. The idli vada also cannot be sold. But in case of Bangalore, the Darshini culture, you get idli, vada, dosa 24 hours, 365 days. Why? I am again asking question. Now you talk about the target population and we'll make a rural marketing strategy. Please. Anybody can answer. Kavya only can answer. Yeah, tell me, sir. Yeah, the answer
Hello,
here is
sir.
disposable income with the consumers. See, suppose in a rural population, why you cannot establish a hotel is people don't have that extra income to spend on hotels. Disposable income is not there. At the most, see, why in Hyderabad, 20 rupees, one tea will cost you 10 rupees. Nowadays it's 15 rupees. That, okay, bhai, Irani chai. Okay, so therefore, when the disposable income increases, okay, the food habits will change. Similarly, if the disposable income of farmers is more, they only will come and pick up the fertilizer. Otherwise, if you have to organize something like a, carrying and forwarding agent, or you have to have a custom hiring center, people share the resource. Everybody cannot make an auto and come to a mandal headquarter and pick up the fertilizer and go. It's going to be very costly. So already Coromandel is working on such business models, and that's how it is. So even in towns also, see, now the question I am asking my Coromandel officers is, where are you going to open a distributor? The dealers, where are they going to be? Where will the distributor be there? Where the retailer will be there, and in which level, whether in a class 1 town, class 5 town, or class 6 town. So where are you going to position these dealers, distributors, retailers and CFA? Please, I want the answer and then we'll continue further. It is very specific to Coromandel. Please.
Yes, sir. Kuldip here, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, if I am going to install the agri input shop, first of all, I think which kind of agri input I am going to sell. According that, I will choose my cropping pattern, and on the basis of cropping pattern, that cropping requirement of agri input, it may be like, for example, we will take a grapes. In grapes, more consumption of fungicide, then pesticide, and then fertilizer, and then PGR. On that basis, I will choose the cropping pattern area, and that in that area, I will put my shop according to agri input requirement in that particular crop.
Correct. So therefore, opening a shop, a distributor, a retailer, or a carrying and forwarding agent, or buying a small auto for the distribution. So whether Coromandel will buy the auto or it will hire with local autos and then make a business model with them and a distribution model. All these choices are dependent on the volume of sales, number of customers serviced. Based on that, you will be taking some of these transportation model decisions. You are simply not going to take these decisions just by sitting and saying, every farmer has to be serviced. Therefore, we will do personal visit for every farmer. That is not the approach. What do you say, sir? So, Kuldeep is absolutely right. So, if I have sales volume, okay, I can actually think of opening a distributor, retailer and these sort of things. Now, very quickly, we'll go ahead. What is the time? Yeah, they're under 7 minutes. We'll continue 1 minute. Okay. So now, yeah, we'll go to the next one. Yeah. So now, in the rural consumers, the affluent group may be very big farmers. Please see here, there may be a middle class people. The poor are there. Most of them are laborers. So when you think of the agri input, your target segment is the affluent group, and obviously the small and marginal farmers, the middle class. So obviously you may not be targeting anything at the laborers level, other than if it is an agronomic practice, you have to do some method demonstration. You will be using some of them. So that's how it is. So now the marketing process, actually the Coromandel marketing model is urban to rural. That means the fertilizers and the products are prepared or developed at Kakinada plant, and from there it is moving to the rural areas, to the 6,38,000 or 40,000 villages in the country. So the rural to urban marketing concept, okay, it comes only for the output. That means when a farm produce is produced in a village, it has to be carried to the mandi or to the APMC and so on and so forth. And there may be another type of marketing, the rural to rural. That means a small sickle or a hoe or a small plow repair. All these things within a rural area is produced and it is distributed. So therefore, you will be concentrating mostly on the urban to rural marketing process concept. Okay, and look at the characteristics. Okay, functionality is more important, and you cannot simply increase the cost. So therefore, when I say value engineering, F.D. Miles is the person who gave out the value engineering. See, in an urban area, if you want to do marketing, okay, a small puff can be sold at even 25 rupees to 50 rupees. And if you use a Swiggy or a Zomato, it can even become 75 rupees. But in a rural area, whatever is the cost of your input, the overhead charges cannot be more, because people value money, because people don't have money. With great difficulty, they are buying the inputs and doing agriculture, and then coming out with this 300 and odd million tons and 330 million tons in horticulture. So I'll just quickly have a water. So therefore, friends, kindly do not apply the urban marketing strategy in a rural marketing strategy. Cost has to be reduced. Okay, door deliveries have to be made. Here in urban area, if you give money, anything will be delivered at your door. Okay, right from wine to idli to anything. But there also you have to do door delivery. No farmer would like to come to Mandal headquarters and then do all that and waste his time and money. So obviously the Coromandel would have already got a supply chain network in place where the distribution of the inputs, rather than farmer coming and buying it, you would have already established a very efficient supply chain to reduce the marketing costs. I think you will be working out some of these things in tomorrow's presentation. See now, because I already told you that you have already got total customers, you are in the maturing stage for many of the products in Coromandel. Okay, we have to, customer attrition, that means keeping existing customers and not switching them to some other company is of utmost importance in this rural marketing strategy. Please, suppose you don't service the existing customers, even a very insignificant company like Deepak Fertilizers can become your very great competitor and, take away your customers. Be very, very careful, and, you should apply CRM, customer relationship management. Obviously, you will be using all the social media and all that. Okay, a maturing market, your customer attrition is very, very important. You should be doing this. So, obviously, you will be using the market orientation. I am quickly coming to the conclusion because I have under 7 minutes. So, because already in most of the rural areas, we no longer have the subsistence farming. We have shifted from subsistence to commercial agriculture. And then that is how, today it's all high input, high value, high market, export market agriculture. And, a small mistake somewhere can cost you millions. So, you should be careful. I've already told you about the rural versus urban products. Okay. See here. I'm just showing you this slide. This is one of the last slides. See how much, always there is an argument. See, even the cost of cultivation may be high or less. How much should it, many of my colleagues also argue, and in many of the class also I argue. How much a producer or a farmer should be able to get out of 1 rupee he produces? 72 paisa, that means 72% of the consumer rupee should go to the farmer. Look at this. Potatoes, farmer sells at 3, we pay 25. Cabbage 3, it is sold at 30. Onions 2 rupees, 25 rupees. Ginger, brinjal at 1 rupee and 25 rupees. I'll take the example of brinjal. See, they might have used a Coromandel input. I am not telling about that. They might have used a very high cost input. They might have used organic farming. They might have used whatever. See, I am asking $1 million question here. How is that the farmer is paid 1 rupee and in the entire value chain it becomes 25 rupees and without any value getting added? After all, brinjal is a brinjal. You have not converted into any brinjal or tomato into any product like puree, ketchup or something. So now if 72% of this 1 rupee has to come, what is 72% of 25 paisa, sir? 25 rupees? Quickly calculate. Please. How much should he get? See, I am going to calculate. 1 minute. Just be there. 72. 1 minute. Into 25. Yeah.
18 rupees.
18 rupees. Absolutely well said. So if a farmer is not getting 18 rupees and is getting 1 rupee, see, I don't want to comment further. So, whether Coromandel or any of these agronomists, see, you are concentrating mostly on production, but the marketing chain and the link is a weak chain. And if just like you did other CSR activities where Coromandel is already a leader, I think you will also gain. See, instead of 1 rupee, if you help the farmer even in output marketing, of course, which is not your domain, because your domain is mostly the input marketing. So if you help him to get at least 2 rupees, he will look at you as a god. So this is what I want to convey to this slide. So all the other things are there. I am quickly going because my time is up. Okay, we'll be using mostly, see now, satellite penetration dish, everywhere it is there, you need not worry. Communication strategies are already there. The 4A approach, your product should be available, it should be affordable, it should be acceptable, and people should be aware about your product. How you make them aware through the social media, you have strategies to do that, and you should make it acceptable, especially the organic products. Okay, and anybody, your competitors may misguide them. See, somebody told, organic fertilizers coming from China is having a lot of pests. See, somebody will float such wrong rumors and all that. You should be very, very careful in rural branding because a small negative information can kill your product. It can kill the sales. It can kill the company. So I hope you will be understanding this 4A approach. Okay, awareness and then acceptability, affordability, and then availability. What is the big point in saying grow more and or some new fertilizer? It is not available and the farmer has to run from pillar to post. So that's not a good marketing. So 4 years are important. So you'll be doing it. So then you'll also, the challenge is, okay, lot of the media, more than 50% of the media is in the dark. People will know mostly more about the film stars rather than about their own agriculture. You ask somebody, okay, who is Naga Chaitanya's wife? I am sure every rural area fellow will say. But if you ask them what is the composition of Grow More, what is the new organic fertilizer released by Coromandel, less number of people may tell. So now I am asking, I am not against the misuse of media, but our media is highly biased. If somebody pays money, they will make Naga Chaitanya famous. If somebody pays money, they will make something else famous. It's all media game. Okay, anyway, why our rural marketing cannot have that much media power is because you cannot afford. See, now obituary column, per square centimeter, you have to pay 500 rupees for advertisement. So advertisement is costly. So rural marketing should work mostly on social media and other models of communication, and then you should spread your awareness and availability part of it and be in the hearts of the people. That's more important. So use the hearts, all the agri markets, wherever you meet them, have an engagement with them, connect. Okay, all those things are there.
Will you share the PPT?
Yes, sir?
Will you share your presentation?
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing the presentation. The presentation is over. You can ask some questions. I'm stopping sharing and I'll come on the visual. Yes.
Yeah, so you take 1 or 2 questions from them.
Yeah. They can ask me 1 or 2 questions. I'm here. Yeah, I see a lot of people there. No, I am going to, there is one Dinesh Kumar Tiwari here, please. Dinesh Tiwari ji, I am going to ask you the question. You please tell me. You should be very honest in answering. Can you remove the mask? I want to see your Haseen Chehra. Right. Sir, you tell me. I'm comparing rural advertisement with urban advertisement. See, Amitabh Bachchan came for the dairy milk advertisement. Arey bitiya. So like that he says, and he says dairy milk. Are you getting my question, sir? Dinesh?
Yes, sir.
See, by advertisement, are we able to sell more chocolates, or by advertisement can we sell more fertilizer? What is your take on this, sir? Be very critical, please. एडवर्टाइजमेंट करने से क्या फर्टिलाइजर सेल बढ़ती है या आलतू फालतू एडवर्टाइजमेंट करके लोग फेमस हो रहे हैं? बोलिए ना.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Fertilizer sale is increased for advertisement.
नहीं भाई, टीवी, even if I advertise all our Coromandel fertilizers in TV, you know, each advertisement for 5 seconds is going to be very costly. It's not a cheap affair. But whether the media is the rural penetration is there, the rural media, क्या मीडिया रूरल एरिया में उतना पेनिट्रेट हुई है का? ठीक है भाई, आप समझो कि मैं पैसा खर्च करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, मीडिया में कोई सवाल नहीं है मुझे.
Yes, sir.
But is it worth to spend? I am asking you. You are a Coromandel officer. अगर मान लो मुझे 20 लाख खर्च होती है, with the same 20 lakh, can't I do some other rural marketing strategy and spread my awareness among the customers? What is your answer?
Yes, sir. No idea, sir.
Okay, now I think Kavya will help, or somebody else. Now I will tell you the answer. This is the concluding slide. If I give you 20 lakh rupees for advertisement in a rural area, please, I am telling all of you, please, this is the take-home message of this presentation before Dr. K.H. Rao takes over. Even if I give you 20 lakhs for rural advertisement, it is not worth to give it to a TV company or some internet company and waste your 20 lakhs. There are other methods where you can have a media penetration and better advertisement with the same 20 lakhs, like organizing PRA sessions, okay, then organizing self-help groups, organizing all our carrying and forwarding agents meeting, having an awareness camp. The same 20 lakh rupees, I will not give it to the TV. This is the take-home message in rural marketing and rural marketing strategies. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So be very careful when you spend money on any of these advertisements, and don't give all these crazy and costly ideas which are totally urban in nature. Okay, they will not work in the rural area. That's all my message from this. Thank you very much. And over to K.H. Rao, please.
So, anybody want to tell? Can you do vote of thanks?
Good afternoon, sir. It is still 3:30. Sir, thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful session. Actually, we are already gone through, NEET phase 1 also, sir. That time we are much more having more fun with you, sir, with your lesson also. This time also we are having more interest on you, sir. Thank you very much for this giving me a wonderful chance. Thank you, sir. On behalf of our students, we thankful to you, sir.
Thank you. Wish you all the best. Best wishes. Thank you.
You are one of the popular faculty among the Coromandel participants.
Sir, Shiva Reddy, last year you were continuously Shiva Reddy, Maddali Shiva Reddy, sir. It is, he is also there.
This time I was told that, I can make it like that, and then some people are of the opinion that that may dilute the presentation. And,
No, sir.
yeah, and we should be very careful when we have different audience. And
Yes.
the take may not be there. Then people may think I am supporting only Shiva Reddy.
Yeah, no, sir.
Yeah,
Actually,
have a nice day. Yeah. So I
Yes,
made
sir.
it a more formal sort of presentation this time,
Today-
cutting all my jokes
Today-
and all apart. Yeah.
Raghavendra Rao,
Yes, sir.
today Shivareddy celebrated his birthday.
Acha, okay, fine. So, Shatamanam Bhavati Shatayuhu, all my blessings to you, and live long. Yasho Bhava. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
From a senior faculty.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yasho
How are you,
Bhava,
sir?
Dirghayushman Bhava. Okay, right.
Thank you, sir.
I'm leaving the meeting, K.H. Rauji. Yeah.
So next time you please visit the Hyderabad.
Yeah, no, I will visit Hyderabad and I will fill it up with jokes because this time I was a bit constrained and I wanted to deliver a new topic actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So then,
thank you.
yeah,
I'm
for
leaving the
more
meeting, sir.
program.
I'm leaving the meeting. Yeah.
So we will have a next program on more. Actually, the selected candidates from this NEET 1 and NEET 2.
Okay, why not?
Okay, right. Thank you.